Welcome to Key Stock and Crypto Channel.
And the Fed minutes came out today at 2 p.m. And they confirmed they're going to keep raising rates. And they are going to stay high for a while until inflation comes down. Now, guys, we have CPI numbers tomorrow. And then, of course, Friday, like I told you before, JP Morgan, Citi, Morgan Stanley, and Wells Fargo will kick off the earnings for the big banks. And if we see inflation coming down just a little, we know the media is going to play off that and stocks will move up. And that will also help cryptos. Now we have the Bank of England has its biggest round of emergency bond purchases. And guys, we know we never talk about the Bank of England, but because of their strong dollar, it is hurting the global economy. But guys, we know that's all for a reason. It's for the fourth industrial revolution. And speaking of the fourth industrial revolution, we have Intel plans to cut thousands of jobs. And guys, we know Intel is going to be getting billions of dollars from the U.S. government. But they're not the only corporation. We also know Amazon has definitely started its cost cutting. They probably laid off about 100,000 workers. But 2023 and 24, this is going to be the normal conversation about layoffs. Not only are these corporations paying higher wages, then they're going to come with a 15% tax. We know these companies can take it because we see their market cap. But we know the media is going to sell the masses that these corporations are losing money. And the Fed has already stressed that they know that the labor market is going to take a hit. And when we look globally, we see the dollar is king and is forcing the emerging markets to get off the dollar. And that's the reason why digital currencies, cryptocurrencies, are becoming a big topic. I'll go over that later. Now we have Microsoft Cloud leader says companies aren't holding back on cloud spending as inflation mounts. And guys, we know why. Data is king. And the key to this data is making it smarter and smarter while it's sitting in the cloud. And we know with all this data, these corporations are going to know you better than you know yourself. That's the whole purpose of all these social media platforms. Now we have SunPower and GM to partner to power homes of the future with electric vehicles. I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. And I posted in my Patreon, I also did a video of the White House going over EVs, going over the power stations, and who's going to benefit. Because the fourth industrial revolution is being built right in front of the masses' eyes. And we see these big corporations getting billions and billions of dollars to push clean energy. So if you have companies like BlackRock, Vanguard, and then also the Fed who's printing the money is telling you that's where this economy is going, common sense tells you to follow the money. And also what this is telling you is that we're going to have power grid failures. Whether it's due to the infrastructure or whether it's done on purpose, we're definitely going to have power grid failures. They already are testing out fleets of buses, fleets of vehicles. Anytime they're not being used, that energy goes back to the actual grid. And also these trucks that are being built can power your home up to 21 days. So it's definitely interesting to see where this fourth industrial revolution is going. And speaking again of the fourth industrial revolution, we have Nike moves the curb sneaker buying bots and resale market and penalties. And we see bots being used in purchasing houses. We see bots being used in purchasing expensive goods. But now that the economy is about to take a hit, very few people are going to be paying extra money for an item. It's not going to happen going forward. Also, we see Nike looking at selling refurbished sneakers. Now, guys, we have to realize in 2023 and 2024, we're going to see something that we've never seen in America. And we're starting to see it a little bit in the stores. But guys, America has been full of surplus, throwing away food, throwing away brand new clothes and shoes. You won't find that anywhere in the emerging markets. Now the shoe is going to be put on the other foot. Now we have the Fed's bar says crypto is unlikely to replace traditional money. And guys, we already see that is happening right now. Also, we see the Fed is actually leading the way with Fed Now. We know the Fed is trying to work on its CBDC. We know JP Morgan has JPM coin. We know Swift has updated its system. Guys, everything is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And when I say everything, I mean everything. That's the reason why we see the globe is going through a digital transformation. And then lastly, guys, we go over the indicators. We have yields, of course, being driven down, and that is definitely helping the market slightly. We have the dollar slightly up, and we have the VIX slightly up because it's letting us know that we're still in a turbulent area. But guys, that's all I have for you. Have a wonderful day.
Days last summer in Beverly, Massachusetts, the electrical grid was overstressed. It needed help, and it got it. Extra power from, of all things, electric school buses and a startup called Synop that made it all happen.
Synop helps our customers become good participants and Samaritans of the grid to put that energy back in.
It's called vehicle-to-grid charging, V2G, where a fleet vehicle, like an electric school bus with an energy-dense battery that's not in use, can send its power back into the electric grid during times of power stress. It can then recharge itself overnight when grid usage is lower. Synop is the information software platform that makes it all happen, and that's what it did with Highland school buses in Massachusetts.
This past summer, for our customer Highland, we helped deliver 10 megawatt hours of energy back into the grid. And we did that every single day for the entire duration of the summer. And really, that's about charging when it's cheap and selling energy back when it's most advantageous.
This is battery electric storage that happens to already be on wheels.
A win-win for Highland, which is expanding its fleet of electric buses across the Northeast.
It helps local utilities meet demand, but it also creates income for school districts, and it makes electric school buses more affordable.
It does appear that Intel will join the list of tech companies implementing layoffs. According to Bloomberg, the chipmaker plans to cut thousands of jobs amid this slowdown in the PC market. The report says some of the divisions, including sales and marketing, Jim, could see cuts of about 20% of staff.
I keep saying that the real weakness in this economy is going to prove to be Silicon Valley, where there's just tremendous excess. We have to remember that the numbers from Gartner were calling for an absolute collapse. I mean, just falling off a cliff PCs. Intel's trying to keep its market share in the data center, but they're levered to PCs. And PCs may be the single worst market in the world to be levered to. It's one of the reasons why the semis have been so horrible. Intel is right in the crosshairs. And I think what's really embarrassing about this, Carlos, is that they're trying to build out. Secretary Mondo, great, terrific person, Commerce. But Intel's trying to build out plant while they're laying off people. To me, it doesn't